Hi, my friends. I figure I'd try and do something different here. But first, hello, everybody. Yes, in video form. It's your DJ Crazy Tom bringing you a video edition of Crazy Tom's What Drives Me Crazy, and it's for this Monday, August the 8th. Yes, 8/8/16. Boy, we can add, can't we? Thank you, Common Core. But anyway, I've decided to do a video version of What Drives Me Crazy because I haven't used Liberated Syndication in a long time, and I'm thinking of shutting it down. But what I want to do is at least do a trial run with a couple of YouTube hookups and hope that my message does get across. Now, just to give you an idea on what drives me crazy, what the show entails is me, the host, basically talking about an issue that completely drives me insane, and probably could drive you insane at the same time. Like, for instance, I've talked so much about the election, I've talked a lot about other things that just do not seem right. Well, now it's come to a head, and I feel that the only way I can really try and expand my audience is by way of YouTube. Now, I'm also thinking about putting it on Dailymotion and Vimeo as well, but I'm going to see what YouTube does first and then just take it from there. So having said that, let me go ahead and share with you something that is just driving me crazy today. Now, as you well know, I've kind of been lost in the shuffle for a little while because I've been dealing with a lot of projects. For instance, I've been doing broadcasting of semi-pro football pretty much throughout the year. I did some stuff in Jackson, New Jersey over the spring, and now I'm doing some things for a couple of teams and leagues during the summer and even the fall. So that time has really been taken up quite a bit, whether it be just preparing for the game, driving, what have you. That has really been one of those things because my schedule's been way off the chain as of late. But one thing I will tell you is, obviously, I promote the leagues by saying, hey, where the football going on before the professionals come back? Well, guess what? Technically, the professionals have not come back yet. And the National Football League should have absolute egg on its face after having to cancel the Hall of Fame game on Sunday between the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers. Now, it's a preseason game, yeah, we know. But the reason why the game was canceled, supposedly, was because of unsafe field conditions. Evidently, there was a problem with the paint. Now, you realize, for the NFL to cancel that game, that basically kills a ton of programming, and worse, for a country like the United States that is so hell-bent on having football come back, that's not the way to get started. And, on top of which, given the fact that you came off probably one of the most ridiculous Super Bowls in history, the 50th Super Bowl, the Golden Game, which in the end turned out to be the Golden Turd with the way things turned out, that was an incredible, I would have to say, major egg-on-your-face type situation for the NFL. Because, in my opinion, Carolina should have won that game, but no, everything was predicated on Peyton Manning. And you had to only take one look at how Cam Newton played and compare it to Donovan McNabb at the end of Super Bowl 39 so you can understand what I'm talking about. People say the game was rigged. I am with you. Because there's too much money involved, it is very easy to predetermine a result. And in my opinion, I'm sorry, Broncos fans, you were on the beneficiary because it's Peyton Manning. It's a joke. And unfortunately, in this day and age, if the ones that control things do not get the desired result, this is what ends up happening. A lot of people end up losing jobs. Now, Carolina-Denver is going to be the game that kicks off the 2016 season at Mile High Stadium. But obviously, with new characters, with the exception of Cam Newton, and, of course, with brand new characters on the Denver side of the football. In my honest opinion, I really don't care exactly what goes on, but for the way the season ended last year and the way the season began this year, the NFL has some explaining to do. How on earth do you have unsafe field conditions for a game that I know is just exhibition, but hey, it gives people a chance to play and show themselves off. Maybe give them a chance to make either team, whether it be the Colts or the Packers. That is embarrassing. Fully embarrassing. Now we have to wait a few more days, and I don't think there are any preseason games till Thursday. I know Tampa Bay and Philly play at the Link on Thursday evening, and I believe that will officially kick off the 2016 preseason. But it just seems like every league, especially the NFL, just gets dumber and dumber and dumber. And it's all about protecting the shield. Well, evidently, somebody hit Roger Goodell with the shield. Yeah, I'm going way back with Paul Tagliabue, but maybe the ghost of Paul Tagliabue hit Roger Goodell with the shield, and now his brain cannot function properly. I know he's made the owners millions and millions and millions of dollars, but what has he done for the fans? He really hasn't brought much of, shall we say, a true competitive balance to the game. Now you're seeing football games that aren't necessarily competition, but more reality TV and a 3-hour spoof. This is really getting scary, folks. And take it from a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan who truly believes that Tony Romo is the first quarterback in NFL history that was paid by his owner to intentionally lose games. Look up the last few years of Tony Romo and you'll understand how and why he did it. It's basically larceny and embezzlement, if you ask me. I think the NFL is truly embezzling their own fans. How do you have a Hall of Fame ceremony involving Brett Favre, Marvin Harrison, and a few others, and then you can't even play the Hall of Fame game? That's an embarrassment. To me, the NFL is becoming an embarrassment. Notwithstanding last year's Super Bowl, as I mentioned, but now with this incident happening, somebody's got to pay for this. There is no reason in this God-green earth that this should be even allowed. Fans were robbed yesterday. I mean, obviously that helped NBC out because they got more people to watch the Olympics. But the NFL is back. People have been dying to watch football, even if they get to see Andrew Luck for a series or two, even if they get to see Aaron Rodgers for a series or two. It's something. They were denied that yesterday. And, I can understand the unsafe field conditions, but somebody has to take the fall for this. I mean, there's lost millions and maybe hundreds of millions of dollars that went down to tubes. And all the people that made the trip for the Hall of Fame ceremony, I can understand that. But you want to stay for the game? Too bad. You got ripped off. Boy, did the NFL become a shyster league all of a sudden. How does somebody not look after the field to make sure that it is safe? That really, really bothers me. I know you have to play on safe field conditions. But yes, we know the old adage, we have stars being paid 10, 15, maybe even 20 million a year, and they must be protected. Yeah, obviously it's a liability, they have to be protected. But how on God's earth can you allow bad field conditions to take place a few hours before the game, causing it to be canceled? Somebody should answer for this. And now it's become the ultimate hall of shame. Now, yeah, I know, it's only preseason. Yeah, it's only preseason. These two teams will still play 4 preseason games. But what a waste it turned out to be if you think about it. What an inconvenience for both head coaches and its players. It's just not right. And the NFL should know better than this. I mean, this is a league where everybody tunes to every Sunday or late in the summer on a Friday or Saturday night as far as preseason games go. What a disgrace for the NFL to do something like that, and even more so, what a shameful disgrace by the Canton people and the Pro Football Hall of Fame not having that field ready. They knew this game was coming months and months and months ago. Somebody should have had it ready. I have no idea what they were trying to do, but you know what? It's still inexcusable. There is no reason at all these things should happen. And the NFL should obviously take the blame for it. You have to remember that under the tutelage of Roger Goodell, owners have been making tons and tons of money. But unfortunately, the safety of the game and other things have just gone completely downhill. This man, I think, should step down. Pete Rozelle, barely any problems. Paul Tagliabue, barely any problems. Roger Goodell, problem after problem after problem after problem. He is a horrible, horrible commissioner in a game that so many people follow, probably more than anybody in this country. Completely disgraceful. And how this can be allowed, I don't understand it. Some heads have to roll here. That's all I'm trying to say. And the NFL fans should receive a humongous apology that this ended up happening. Somebody clearly dropped the ball. I think the fans have the right to know who screwed it up. And if they won't tell you who screwed it up, then point to the shield, point to Roger Goodell. It's your fault. It's under your watch. So think about it that way. It's a quick rant of what drives me crazy. Of course, from you, DJ Crazy Tom. I'm glad you joined me for a first episode on YouTube. There are 3 ways to reach me. Go to facebook.com/crazytom. On Twitter, it's @CrazyTomShow. Or send me an email, djkrayztom@comcast.net. I'll leave those notes right at the bottom of the screen, so that way, not the screen, but in the notes section. So that way, if you want to contact me, or if you have any ideas on what drives me crazy, I'll be more than happy to give you a 10-minute segment of that. But for now, I need to get a coffee and wake myself up for my next run. So it's your DJ Crazy Tom signing off for now. Thanks for joining in for my first video edition of Crazy Tom's What Drives Me Crazy.